All right, everybody. Thank you for coming back to my YouTube channel. Thinking out and checking out everything and enjoying yourself. Like, subscribe, and share. And give me some comments. Today's segment is going to be brought to you by McKay's Blade Sharpening Service. Making America sharp, one blade at a time. Also, run over there to Pammy's Backyard Barbecue over there on Facebook. And check out their Law Dog 911 barbecue sauce. I'm sorry, hot sauce. You can use it as barbecue sauce if you want to. Go ahead and give it a try. Remember, it's not for rookies. All right, today we're going to be discussing what has been called quiet quitting. It's matter of fact, it's a real trend. You know, what is quiet quitting? It's quitting. This is a type of quitting that refers to doing the minimum requirements of one's job, you know, and not putting no more time or effort or anything into it, any enthusiasm, you know, absolutely necessary, nothing. You know, as such, there's something of a misnomer. You know, so since the worker does not actually leave their position, but yet they continue to collect a salary. So, you know, if people, you know, just want to get in there and just do, well, okay, let's just say you come in there at 8 o'clock and you sign in or clock in, whatever, and then you start doing your work, and at 10 o'clock you take your break, at 12 to 12:30 you take your lunch, 1 to 1:30 you take your break, you know, and you work all the way till 4:30. Once 4:30 hits, you're out the door. Anyway, in the early 2020s, driven largely by social media, quiet quitting emerged as much publicized trend in the United States and elsewhere. However, some observers have questioned how common it actually is and whether it's even a phenomenon. Now, if you go over to Dr. Phil, he says quiet quitting is a bunch of bull for a whole bunch of lazy ass people. So go over there and check him out. You know, he's pretty much right. I can't disagree with him on that. You know, how quiet quitting works. In a September 2022 Harvard Business Review article aimed at explaining the quiet quitting phenomena to worried executives, professors, you know, Anthony C. Klotz and Mr. Bolinio, they observed quiet quitters until they fulfill their primary responsibilities, but they're less willing to engage in activities, you know, known as citizenship behaviors. No more staying late, no more showing up early, or attending non-mandatory meetings. You know, nothing like that. You know, some of these companies do have non-mandatory meetings, like say you want to meet up with everybody, and if you can get a job done over here or something cleaned out or something like that. You know, the reaction of managers to the phenomenon has been mixed. So managers are like, well, yeah and no. They're here. I need a body, pretty much. Some have been tolerant, in part because of the tight labor market so far, you know, of recent years, it makes replacing quiet quitters difficult, at least for the time being. You know, others have responded to quiet quitting by quietly or loudly firing employees whom they see as slacking off. So they call them slackers, you know, because you don't want to stay late, because you don't want to come in early, you're a slacker. That's crazy. You know, in fact, quiet firing has become a buzz phrase in its own right, generally defined as making a job so unrewarding that the employee will feel compelled to resign. So if some of these managers, you know, with this quiet quitting stuff wanted to get you out, they'd put pressure on you, stuff like that. But I just came across this stuff not too long ago. I guess about a week ago. I finally got to it. You know, beyond the workplace, the term quiet quitting is now being applied to non-work aspects of people's lives, such as marriages and relationships. So, in other words, they're quiet quitting their marriage, they're quiet quitting relations, they're quiet quitting their kids, quiet quitting all kind of stuff. A couple of examples. The NPR asked its listeners about quiet quitting and ran a group of their responses in the 2022 online article. Some didn't like the term, but still embraced the concept. So, I just don't see this stuff. If my boss says, "Hey man, I need you to stay over for about 30 minutes or an hour or however long it takes for, let's just say, a truck to come in, that's really important." Anything like that, or can you come in instead of coming in at, let's just say, 11 in the morning, come in at 9 in the morning. We've got things that we got to do. Man, I don't have no problem with that. An administrative assistant identified as Christy G said in part, and I quote, "I do not interact with anything from work before 7 or after 4:30, which is the time the office opens and the time she goes home. This person works in a corporate setting, so her tasks are not life or death. If someone asks her for something, like maybe a file scan or something like that, at the end of the day, it can wait until the next day." So let me put this in perspective. Filing a file, scanning a file takes all of 30 seconds max. That's if you have lunch. A department manager identified as Sarah M. told NPR that her priorities and values had changed since the onset of the C-19 bullcrap. "I now leave my office at the end of the day not thinking about what I need to work on and when I go home at night." So they don't think about anything after work. They don't think about anything before work. They just, when that time is set, that's when they think about it. She says she sets boundaries for checking her emails and reaching out to co-workers during non-office hours. Most importantly, she does not feel any bit of anxiety when it comes to requesting time off. Taking personal days or especially taking sick days. Some people do feel anxiety like that. Should I take that day or should I just call and I'm not sick, but I'll take a sick day. It's either it's paid or unpaid, whatever. But whenever I'm sick, I'll be sick. Sick days to me are exactly what they say. Freaking sick days. The bottom line of quiet quitting may or may not be a bona fide trend or recent phenomenon, but it has called attention to what appears to be fairly widespread dissatisfaction among American workers and employees. And the management teams probably need to address this stuff. So you think about all that stuff. If you got quiet quitting and everything and you recognize it, most people say, "I'm not worried about that. That's their problem." And if someone does quit that's in your area, now you got to fill in for them too. So think about all that stuff. Anyway, I'm going to leave you guys with a really cool Marxism. I've been trying to look for his stuff and it's not really coming up anywhere. I mean, I guess he slacked off a little bit, And he says that victory is surviving the echoes of your past. And I like that. I like that Marxism. He comes up with some pretty good stuff. But anyway, on this subject, the quiet quitting, just think about all that. If you see it happening, maybe bring it to a manager's attention. I know some people are on salary and they don't get paid overtime or to come in early. I understand that. Whenever I come in early and everything, it's usually my bosses ask me to come in early, say an hour, 2 hours or whatever, to help load, to help people, to help, just pretty much to help. So you guys think about that. And with all that being said, Flint's out.